Now, y'all know I combed out my traditional locks and installed micro locks because I wanted to push the limit when it came to versatility. And baby, what an adventure it was. 3 weeks of combing and a 14-hour installation. All because I wanted more versatility. Which leads us to our next episode of I Just Be Trying Some Shit. I was back from my local beauty supply where I picked up some of this 18-inch Sister Bay hair. And what I wanted to do was based off the 90s and the early 2000s where we used to get our hair sewn in, track by track. I had the bright idea, what if I did that but crochet with locks? And I know you probably asking, why would I want to do that with locks? Child, I don't know. I told you I'd just be trying some shit. Now, come on, you done stayed this long. Let's get started. And if you see a couple of outfit changes in this video, mind your business, because I like to try some shit, but I'm a procrastinator too. So I started off by sectioning off the back of my head and I started braiding it down. I did start by using pieces of synthetic hair to kind of anchor the braid, but I quickly abandoned that idea because it made the braid too bulky. Once I was done with the braid, I would crochet it underneath so it would stay in place. But as I got further along and the braids got bulkier, that became harder to do. So I had to get some needle and thread to sew it down instead of using my crochet needle. I continued to work my way up the back of my head, braiding each braid and then sewing it down with a little bit of leave out between each braid. I also left some leave out towards the front because I want this to kind of look as natural as possible. I finally made it to the top where all my leave out areas were sectioned off and all I had to do was just sew down my braids. And honestly, it was about right here. I was wondering what the I got myself into. But we done came this far, so you got to see it through, my boy. I finally had all my braids and my leave out sections done, so it was time to start crocheting. Again, this is the Sister Bay 18-inch that I picked up from my local beauty supply. It is dark brown. I do like these synthetic locks because they do closely mimic my hair texture and width of my own lock. So I got to crocheting. I started with one lock at a time. I did not want this to come out too bulky, and I made sure to space them out. This was after the first row was complete. I know it looks skimpy and bulky at the same time, but you know you gotta trust the process. Come on now. I definitely wanted to see what this looks like if I were to pull my hair up, so I took some of my leave out just to see what it would look like. I did like how natural it looked, so I just kept going and going and going. Yes, child, we still going. Come on. Are we there yet? We finally got to our destination, and baby, I did not like the scenery, okay? My hair was very choppy compared to the lock hair, and my tips were a slightly different color. Now, I did know this going in about my tip color. That's why I decided to get some black spray, but the choppiness was too much and clearly visible. But baby, you know I ain't gonna let all this hard work go to waste. We about to finagle some stuff. It did start looking a little bit better after I sprayed it down with some water to lay it down and began to try a simple style. And I'm not gonna lie, it started really growing on me. This hairstyle was very tedious. Would I try it again? Maybe. I definitely ended up wearing it for a few weeks. Let me know in the comments, would you try this hairstyle? If not, what's the craziest thing you've done with your locks? And make sure you stay tuned for another